So I haven't really been in the mood to watch anything recently, so I decided to just watch this random I don't even know what this is. I'm not really familiar with the format of this thing, which is like a comedy special or something, I think. Whatever it is, I haven't really seen anything like that. I'm sure there are a lot of them, but I just haven't seen them. So yeah, I was super hesitant. The only reason why I decided to watch this is because I like some of Bo Burnham's content. And I'm not really familiar. I'm not a fan of him, or at least I wasn't. So I was still a bit hesitant going into this. Also I heard a lot of good things from the people that I follow, so that definitely helped. And as always, first of all, what is it about exactly? Well, Bo basically made this all by himself in a single room, basically, throughout the COVID quarantine. And is just singing about stuff and occasionally talking, which probably sounds boring. I sure as hell thought so when I first heard what it was about. But I guess I underestimated just how much of a creative genius Bo Burnham is. So, my name is Random Guy Reviews, and I review books, movies, TV shows, and other types of media that I consume, like whatever this is, a comedy special, like a comedy special, I guess, which is a first for me. I mean, I've never seen a comedy special in my life before, and yeah. Anyway, as always, my review is just my own personal opinion and nothing more. You can disagree because people have different preferences and opinions, and I believe that art is subjective, and that is an objective fact. Anyway, if you do disagree with something I say here, let me know in the comments, and yeah, enjoy. So first of all, I want to talk a bit about the premise, and this might be quite a bit of a ramble, I guess. I already told you about the premise at the beginning, so I'm not gonna repeat myself. But I do want to say that this particular premise really resonated deeply with me, and I think honestly it probably resonated with a lot of people, not just me. And I think it actually resonated with most people after the quarantine, and especially with people who tried to be creative during the quarantine, like me. There is a certain sense of frustration that Bo exudes in this thing. In the process that he shows, the exact same sense of frustration that I felt every time I was stuck on something that I was writing or something that I was creating or something along those lines. I think that is why the premise itself might seem boring, but the execution, the way Bo gives life and gives realism to these things, because I suppose it is real. So, yeah, that's part of why I love this so much. What separates this from my own and presumably most people's experiences is the fact that from all of that frustration, Bo managed to produce a banger of an album, and obviously, the movie that contains all of those bangers. And let's talk a bit about those bangers. So, I'm not really a music reviewer. Maybe I should be. I don't know. But I do listen to a shit ton of music, and something about these songs just stick with me. A lot of them reminds me of maybe a more internet savvy spiritual successor of Pure Comedy by Father John Misty. Some of the themes and some of uh the way the song is made. I don't know how to explain this. Like I said, not a music reviewer, but yeah, just the way it sounds, the way the instrumental palette, I guess it's what you would call it, and just the theme reminds me of that album, at least part of it. Yeah, these songs, they're never boring, always changing, and none of them really overstate their welcome. Yes, sometimes some of the songs do get annoying, and maybe I skip them when I play the album top to bottom, but for the most part, they're all bangers, and I love to listen to the whole thing while I'm working out, for example. These songs just really capture the essence of pandemic life or quarantine life in a way that is very fun and catchy for the most part, while mostly not being annoying about it. And even if you disregard the actual lyrical contents of the songs, which you shouldn't do, and if you're just looking at the sounds of the songs, they all fucking slap. Again, I'm not really a music reviewer, but I feel like the production really pops out and it sounds so unique. And since this is such a big part of the experience, I just feel like I should talk about it a bit. And yeah, basically, it sounds really unique compared to most of the songs that I listen to. Actually, no, maybe it's not unique. A lot of them are quite derivative, but the way he puts everything together to fit with the story and fit with the visual, that's really special and that's really unique. Also, I've seen many people say that Inside is unfocused and messy and meandering, and to a certain extent, I agree with all of those things, but those things are necessarily negatives. I mean, if we're talking about a feature film about something that has, a plot that is basically a normal movie, something that is, if it is unfocused, messy, and meandering, then yeah, it would probably be not very good, except if it's really done well in other aspects. But this is not a normal movie. So the fact that it is unfocused, messy, and meandering, I think it's good. I think those things really embody my lockdown and quarantine life experiences, and therefore it just makes the movie feel more real, and I could easily connect to it in a deeper level, basically. I think those so-called flaws are really the thing that separates this movie from most. It doesn't try to be perfect, it just tries to be authentic and real, which I think it succeeded. Looking at the filmmaking side of things, I was always impressed at how great everything looked, despite the fact that it was mostly, if not entirely, I'm not sure, just him. And like the way every shot is framed and just the mise en scene in general is just spectacular, using a space that small in order to keep things not boring and just, interesting. I think that's an achievement on its own. And yeah, I guess that's just really the key, Bo is a very, I don't know. I don't know if calling it smart would fit. I don't know if witty is would fit either, but he's good at creating art is what I've gathered. The way his lyrics are just so witty, the way the visuals are just so funny and insightful despite all the limitations that he had. I'm just amazed at how well put together it all is despite the context in which it was made. So yeah, this is a very, very good watch. And I think this was the best thing I've seen in a long time, which doesn't say much, but still. I'm not even sure if this was a film at all, but it was a really good film, I guess. I'm giving this a very rare 5 out of 5 stars. I'm recommending this to literally everyone. And yeah, that's my opinion about Inside. Don't forget to like and maybe subscribe if you're looking for more content like this, and comment down below what your thoughts are about this movie. Thanks, bye.